All right, so I'm going to show you how I come up with layouts, right? First, we're going to choose our style. So I am speed equals revs, so I do 55, right? So I choose that number as my start. And these are when I tell you about the first two numbers, these are what I mean. So I'll choose 55 as a starting point. I'll come here in a 4.5 bold, which should be, I believe this one right here, even though it's hard to tell. So it's this one, and then I chose the 5 because my speed might be getting a little slower in my older age, and my revs are still kind of the same. So I've been choosing this layout. So we're gonna start with this Jekyll Apex. Start with your center line. It's ASIM, so we go through the mask bias. My first number is going to be 55. Again, based on my style. This is what I talk about when I mean style. So that, like, not your technique, but where you play. Then we're going to come down to the 5. And I tried this layout on the Venom, on my Venom Hysteria, and I liked it a lot. That I'm going to put it on the next batch of balls. Now, I want a medium to slow change of direction, so I'm going to choose the 60. And this will make it more banana than fast transition, which is that little snap you get. Now I'm 1 inch and 3/16 down for my PAP. Again, if you don't have a PAP, I recommend getting one. And then I'm 5 1/4 over. And remember, if I'm 1 inch and 3/16 up, we go 1 inch and 3/16 down when laying out the ball. And if you're down, then you go up. You always do the opposite. So this will be that layout where I drill through the pin again, but I like that ball reaction. So this will be my center of grip. And I know I'm going kind of quick, but, and then that's where I divide my 4.5 to 2 1/4, so I can split the difference right there. And then I'm going to come do the full span for the thumb. Now, I like doing it this way because 1 is how I was taught, and 2, it's just easier than trying to subtract. And then I'm 4 7/16, so 2, 4, 6, and 7. And remember, it doesn't really matter if we're spot on. I want to be spot on. Like that one was 4 3/8. So there you go. It didn't look right. And then make our lines thin, like so. And then, now, I recommend learning layouts, even if you don't drill your own stuff, because you need to know what your pro shop guy is putting on it. Sometimes they'll ask you, but if they don't ask you how you throw based on this chart, they're not going to. They're just guessing, I guess, for the most part. So you have to explain to them how you throw, like where you play, not how you throw, but where you play. And then you can choose the number that's bold. I'm going to have to mark them individually on that, and then choose the direction you want. So this is the quick change of direction. I don't want that. My rev rate makes it fast transition already if I throw it wrong. So this layout actually gives me a bunch of techniques I can do, because if I want it to snap harder, I can come around it more. But if I throw it like more behind it, then it's a smooth transition. So this gives me more tools to play with, instead of just everything being faster and faster and faster, if that makes sense. So what I want you guys to practice is pick your number, choose your slowest direction. And if you have a Pro Sec or anything equivalent to a Pro Sec, try laying it out. And if not, still learn the numbers and come up with a layout so hopefully you find a layout that your pro shop guy or gal will will put on your ball, because sometimes they're human, some are fallible, they have a way of doing things and they want to keep doing it that way. I know a couple places like that throughout the country. But yeah, this is what I recommend. And I hope this helps you understand what I was talking about, because I know I didn't explain it very well, because I didn't explain how I got my numbers. Now I use these as a reference, as a starting point to understand my rev rate. And once you get it down and you feel like the layout, then you can always change numbers. So like if you're 4.5, you can use everything around it, touching it. So like this 3.5, you can only use these numbers recommended and so forth. Like, yeah. And that just makes it easier. So it's like 5.5. Bold is that one. So you could only really use these numbers. And this is just to help you control the ball, the first two numbers. And like I said, you get to choose if you want a faster change of direction. So like a lot of speed dominant players need help. So a lot of them I use like 15 to 40 degrees to get that ball to turn for them, because they don't have the rev rate to match their speed. And I don't mean they're throwing at a certain speed, just their speed compared to the rev rate. So you could throw 12 miles an hour and still be speed dominant, right? Because it's all about how the revs are with your ball. So hope this helps. And the next video will be how to plug and how to resurface a ball. So you guys have a great day. You gals have a great day. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you ask questions about layouts, pretty much going to refer you to these charts, because it's a good starting point to learn. And once you get the basics down, then you can begin tweaking even more. So if you have problems with balls not being controllable, try finding a layout like this and see how it does for you. Hopefully it works. There's always technique involved too, but this is a good starting point for laying out a ball. You guys have a great day. You guys have a great day. Take it easy.